Nigeria, as we know, is blessed with natural resources. And beyond these natural resources that we own, we have other things that makes Nigeria a better place for us to live. We have great politicians who have been piloting the affairs of the country in a way that has been so beneficial. We have the likes of Olusegun Obasanjo. We have the likes of Nuhu Ribadu. We have the likes of Professor Wole Soyinka, an erudite scholar who has been recognized all around the world. We have the likes of Dora Akunyili and many others. In an attempt to discuss the activities of these great men, we shall be sharing views of some individuals about the activities that they've done. Hello viewers, good day once again. Welcome to your number one channel, OPC TV, a channel geared towards giving you qualitative information about the spheres of life. Welcome to the political circuits of this particular channel where we discuss political matters. I say a very big welcome to you, and this time I promise it will be more informative and more educating. I say welcome once again to the political circuit where we discuss issues, bisect issues that has to do with politics. Going through the newspaper for some days, the newspaper itself has brought about various headlines that need serious pondering and ask ourselves, where are we going to in this country? Are the dictates of constitution, are they being followed? In an attempt for us to understand what constitution is, the type of constitutions that we have, the rights that each citizen owns as a member or a citizenry of a particular country. Constitution, as we know, is a body of agreed rules, regulation, whereby a country is being governed. In a market human language, constitution can be seen as rules and regulation, and one particular thing that makes the constitution a thing that must be obeyed by citizens is because the constitution is above every citizen. Everybody needs to bow to the constitution. Many questions has arose over these 2, 3, 4 days since the issues of Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Igboho, sprang up. Many persons in various comment boxes are beginning to question that is it illegal to stage illegal protests, what I term or call ethnic segregation. In a couple of months now, you will come to realize that various ethnic groups around the country has been, in a way, trying to showcase what they have in mind, that the government is not fair on some particular ethnic group. And that's what brought about the person known, visibly known for his agitation, which is Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu. But the question is, if the government has been fair to every citizen, things like this might not happen. If the government has seen everyone to be equal, to have equal rights, things like this might not happen. So that takes me back to the issue of open grazing, which the federal government has been clamoring for. Should we continue to allow herdsmen feed on some struggles of some individuals in a part of the country? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves. And if there is no ethnic segregation over the eastern part of the country, I don't think, or I don't feel that there will be anybody pronounced as Nnamdi Kanu. As I said earlier on, we shall be discussing, asking some questions from some persons, what they feel about the arrest of Sunday Igboho. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is the government being just to him? Is agitations, is it legal or illegal? Is it within the constitution to stage a protest? As I will always say, protests are allowed within the constitution But never forget that for a protest to be allowed, it must be legal. So we ask ourselves, the agitation of Sunday Igboho, is it legal within the constitution? Is it right? Why has he decided to leave the country where he was declared wanted? What are the possible solutions? Where are we heading to? What faith does he have, and what advice do you have for the country over Igboho's issue? Also, we're made to understand some days ago that Nnamdi Kanu wasn't made visible in the courts. Reasons behind that, according to what we knew, were made to understand that based on some logistics. For how long will this logistics take to make the person whom you claim has created an unrest on the country, make them visible in the court of law for trial? The country we are in today, many persons begin to question that are we actually practicing democracy as discussed in our last episode? Because in a country governed by constitution, everyone is supposed to act according to constitution. So we ask questions, we begin to analyze some issues. That is Sunday Igboho's agitation. Is it right? Is it legal within the constitution? Is the government being fair or unfair to him? The raid of DSS into Sunday Igboho's house, is it right within the constitution? Was Sunday Igboho out of band, never to retaliate? Is it now a thing of pride for the government to begin to run after a citizen who seeks his legal rights? Is it a thing of joy for a citizen of a particular country not having a rest in his mother's land? So we stage the cases of Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu. We listen to the reactions of people, because I always say, for every action, there is always an antecedent. And what I want us to ask some persons this morning is, before the action of agitation being portrayed by Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu, there are some fundamental or underlying antecedents. And some of these antecedents, which I can date back that of Sunday Igboho, started from the issue of herdsmen grazing on people's struggle, feeding cattle with the daily survival of some individuals. So also that of Nnamdi Kanu were made to understand that there has been some ethnic segregation to the part of the country, the eastern part, a place where the source of the government is being funded, yet infrastructures and livelihood of those who owns that community is not placed in a level whereby they themselves will benefit from that which fits the country. So we ask ourselves some fundamental question. Is Sunday Igboho agitation, is it doing it according to what ought to be, or is Nnamdi Kanu's agitation, is it legal? As I said earlier, for every action, there are antecedents. I must state at this point in time that the agitation of Sunday Igboho, to a point, has some legal backup. Because in a country where citizens are supposed to practice or own equal rights, if a particular ethnic group is being placed over others, of course you expect some reactions. So the government, in a sense, trying to, let me use the word of an individual I interviewed some time ago, trying to sellotape the mouth of the citizen in order not to voice out the truth to a point, might not be a legal way to address such an issue. But permit me to state also that Sunday Adeyemo Igboho has been legal, has been doing that which the people want. But further questions will also arise that what do the Yoruba nation have to depend if we are given the independence that we clamor for? What natural resources can we survive on? You can't compare ourselves to the eastern part where they have crude oil and such other natural resources. Are we going back to agriculture? Where is the land? Are we going back to forestry? Where is the land? Are we starting afforestation? Where is the land? What value of currency should we use? Because it would not be too okay for us to begin to get visa for me to go to Owerri. And it will not be too good for me to say those Igbos in Yoruba land need to go back to their country as claimed and get a legal visa to come to Lagos for their business. We begin to see them as non-citizens of the Yoruba people. The agitations are right, but at the same time, we have some further questions to ask ourselves. Nnamdi Kanu wasn't presented in the court for trial based on logistics. We await the outcome of the lawyers. We await the outcome of the trial. We also await the final hearing of Sunday Igboho. Just like we were made to understand that the Yoruba people, some kings, some Yoruba elders, and some Southwest governors has also pledged their solidarity and support for Sunday Igboho. But the question we need to ask ourselves now is, if we are given that independence that we are requesting for, what are we to rely on? From what we've discussed so far, I would want to share a view of a Nigerian citizen which was interviewed by a colleague. Let's hear his view about the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu. From his view, there and then, we begin to reason, because anything is possible. We begin to reason along with him to see the possibility of that which he has shared. I'll be right back.
Nigerian government, they have issues to resolve with the British government, and that best explain the reason they refuse to produce Nnamdi Kanu in court. Don't forget that the British government is asking Nigerian government to explain the circumstances surrounding the extradition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. And don't forget that people have alluded to the fact that what happened to Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition rather than extradition. So on that basis, I think the federal government or the DSS do not want a situation where Nnamdi Kanu will appear in court and have access to the press or the public, because Nnamdi Kanu may seize that opportunity against all odds to address the public. Even if they want to deter him, he would have uttered one or two words before they will be able to stop him. So I feel that is the reason perhaps they do not want to bring him to court. And if you look at the statement that came from the judge, she adjourned the case to October, and the judiciary is going on annual vacation. And if they are on annual vacation, there is no court proceeding. So you need a fiat from the Chief Judge of Federal High Court in Abuja for court to sit within that vacation. And again, it is the prosecution that will apply for that fiat. So looking at the body language of the secretary and the DSS, they are unlikely going to apply for any fiat. So on that basis, I feel they deliberately want to delay the case.
From the views of the correspondent that I shared just now, can we begin to think in this line of thought that there is a deliberate act by the government to delay the case of Nnamdi Kanu? What signal is this sending to us? Shall we continue like this? As a country, as a citizen of a particular country, guided by a constitution, are we following the dictates of constitution? Is the constitution playing supreme over every citizen in a case like this, in a case of Nnamdi Kanu? Why the unnecessary delay? Questions like this are the things I want you, our viewers, to respond to in our comment boxes, so that we can be able to take up issues from the comments that you must have dropped. I'll be dropping another interview to also showcase the displeasure of some individuals in that of Sunday Igboho. Be right back. Stay tuned.
Ordinarily, looking at the facts of the matter, a Sunday Igboho will not be extradited to Nigeria. But one, look at the laws Nigerian government is trying to rely on. That 1984 extradition treaty between Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, and Benin Republic. It tells you that the allegation for which you are expected to be extradited, if it's not an offense in the jurisdiction of the country where you are head, you are not likely going to be extradited. It tells you that if there is no guarantee that you get justice in your country, you will not be extradited. And if you look at the scenario, the attitude and behavior of Nigerian DSS, it has shown itself as a government agency that will not respect the right of Sunday Igboho. And if you look at the letter that came from Nigerian government, where it's just like a threat to Benin Republic, and because they were quick to remind Benin Republic of a similar scenario in 2003 when the Nigerian government blocked the border. Don't forget that Benin Republic, to a large extent, the economy depends on Nigerian economy. So I see Nigeria as trying to impose a big sanction on them. I see Nigeria as trying to use diplomatic force on them, knowing that we are a bigger brother, knowing that the economy depends largely on Nigerian economy for survival. But all the same, I don't see it being too easy for Nigerian government to extradite him, because if you look at the way the wife was released, the German government intervened since the wife was carrying a German passport. But I don't think a Sunday Igboho had German passport at his disposal as at the time he was arrested. Otherwise, Germany would have intervened as well. But however I look at it, I think the world is watching, and we are yet to see whether, however I look at it, what we expect is due process, and the law should be applied.
So, and as also a continuation of the discourse of Sunday Igboho, we still do not know the invisible actions that are still going on underground. But we await the rule of law to be pronounced. We await right judgment. We await right trial. And we await a situation whereby the law, constitution, the rights owned by a citizen is being upheld. So having discussed this, I want you to drop your comments in our comment boxes, so that we have a feedback of your reaction of what you feel about the issues that has been discussed. I would continue to share views of individuals to tell you how heartbreaking these two issues has cost every citizen in the country. You ask yourself, an agitator from the Yoruba part, an agitator from the eastern parts, fighting, and let me just say, an independent agitator from the Hausa ethnic group. Don't forget, we have three major ethnic groups in Nigeria: the Hausa, the Igbo, and the Yoruba. The Yoruba is crying for oppression. The Hausa is there convenient, while the eastern part also crying for oppression. From whom shall we be consoled? 2 against 1. I'll be right back.
Sunday Igboho entered Benin Republic with fake passports. Now, Sunday Igboho lawyer now saying in last week that Sunday Igboho did not come to Nigeria to Benin Republic
with a fake passport.
And another point I received from Sunday Igboho lawyer is that Sunday Igboho is the Beninois, is the Oduduwa descendant, and so in Nigeria, Sunday Igboho is a citizen. Because of that, they cannot extradite him to Nigeria. He's in his own mother's land, father's land. So because of that, they cannot extradite him. Like the man said that they have already sent Sunday Igboho picture and name throughout the African country. And wherever they see him, they should arrest him. But the lawyer said that Sunday Igboho did not commit any offense against Benin Republic, so therefore he's not a criminal. But they want to follow the international due process. And when the cases that when they asked him what are the offense, the Nigerian accused him of trafficking, armed trafficking.
Yes.
That's why it's not they are less concerned. But what I'm seeing now in this case is that I appreciate government for making these people more popular. On today, Michael, people I see some Yorubas who are against Sunday Igboho. Sebolo logun, koche deku, koche deye, but now they are now reason. And the Oba of the Alaafin of Oyo now reversed them to 1840. When Fulani invade their western region, they want to take over Yoruba land. Somebody come out like Sunday Igboho and fight, and then they won. Now they come back again. They want to see. They still want to take. In this civilization world, it's not possible.
So, and as also a continuation of the discourse of Sunday Igboho, we still do not know the invisible actions that are still going on underground. But we await the rule of law to be pronounced. We await right judgment. We await right trial. And we await a situation whereby the law, constitution, the rights owned by a citizen is being upheld. So having discussed this, I want you to drop your comments in our comment boxes so that we have a feedback of your reaction of what you feel about the issues that have been discussed. I would continue to share views of individuals to tell you how heartbreaking these two issues has cost every citizen in the country. You ask yourself, an agitator from the Yoruba parts, an agitator from the eastern parts, fighting, and let me just say, an independent agitator from the Hausa ethnic group. Don't forget, we have three major ethnic groups in Nigeria: the Hausa, the Igbo, and the Yoruba. The Yoruba is crying for oppression. The Hausa is there convenient, while the eastern part also crying for oppression. From whom shall we be consoled? Two against one. From the view of the correspondent that we just shared, you will come to realize again that many citizens aren't happy with what is going on, because it is also within the law to stage illegal protests. The extradition of Sunday Igboho from Benin Republic seems impossible because the federal government has imposed on Benin Republic the necessity for them to extradite Sunday Igboho. But we await the trial and judgment, the decision of the Beninois. We await to see their reaction. We await to see they are doing that which they would do. Let's see if they would obey the law as we ought to, or make some things that might not be explainable. On this channel, once again, is an educative channel where we discuss political matters. We share the views of individuals. Never forget to drop your comments in the comment boxes, and continue to subscribe to our channel OPC TV. Follow us on Instagram, Follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Thank you for this little time you had with us. Next time, promise, need to be educative and informative. I remain your host, Bajimi Elijah Oluwatoyin.